I can tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. You know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media. I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening. And I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium and like I didn't even know politics were real until I was in my mid-20s in jail. Like, that's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like, we're just trying to find a way to survive, man, you know? And I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life. So I look forward to it. Thank you for bringing it up.
Jelly Roll is getting a lot of pushback on this because
Jelly Roll makes music for people who get sober and their friends are like, it wasn't the drugs, it's your personality, doc. Like, we don't like you.
Going on right now in the country is absolutely horrible. What's happening in Minnesota is disgusting, and I feel this push and pull about like being out here promoting stuff while this is going on, and like so excited for my album and whatever, but like it's hard to not have this at the forefront of your mind. So I'm just pissed off about it, and I know so many hundreds of thousands of people are as well. So I think just finding the strength to kind of share our collective voice and make sure we're speaking out about what's going on right now. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's terrifying. We need to start organizing at a bigger level, and people that have an opportunity to speak out against what ICE is doing across the country and in Minneapolis right now, like, that's the motivation. Let's get loud, making sure we're not hiding from how horrible it feels, and like accept it, letting that in, and then speaking out against it.
Noah Khan showed how easy it is to speak out.
This award is an important reminder in the belief that artists can be a force for real, lasting change. And this award is especially meaningful to me because this year it will benefit Upstream USA, which is an organization doing quiet, powerful, and often unseen work. Upstream partners with healthcare providers to make sure people can access contraception and reproductive health care when and where they need it, without judgment, without barriers, and without politics getting in the way of basic human dignity. I started the Fund for Good with the goal of creating a more just and fairer world for the women and young girls who come to my shows across the globe. I wanted to ensure that when they leave a concert, they're leaving feeling a little closer to fulfilling their own dreams. Access to care isn't abstract. It's about whether someone can decide if and when to start a family. It's about economic stability, educational opportunity, and personal freedom. Music has always been about more than sound. It's about connection, it's about telling the truth, and it's about showing up for one another, especially when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. With the horrifying violence and injustice our government is inflicting upon people in Minnesota, now more than ever, we must use our platforms, no matter the size, to amplify more than our own voices. Thank you so much for this honor, and thank you for supporting Upstream USA. Thanks, guys. Thanks, you.
As did Olivia Rodrigo.
I really wanted to say guys, but I think they needed some couth on the carpet or something. I'm a little couthless, ruthless. But I think we're too powerful of a group to all be in the room at the same time and not make some kind of statement in our country. So yeah, it's brainless to me.
Ditto with Kehlani, who's been speaking out against injustices for quite a while. Then there was Bad Bunny, accepting the award for Best Musica Urbana Album. Bad Bunny began his speech saying, "Before I say thanks to God, I'm going to say ice out. We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens. We are humans and we are Americans." He would continue, "I know it's not to hate on these days." And I was thinking sometimes we get contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English. The hate gets more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. So please, we need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love. Jelly Roll voiced what appeared to be displeasure.
Oh, listen, I've been waiting on somebody to ask me a halftime performance question. The Super Bowl could possibly come to Nashville in the next 3 to 5 years. We're getting a new stadium. And I have a dream that they do a country music themed halftime show. And maybe perhaps they'll let me just do a little 20 or 30-second thing in it. But I would love to see Tim McGraw. I'd love to see Garth Brooks. I would love to see Reba McEntire. I'd love to see Dolly Parton. I would love to see the country legends and some of the new dogs like Morgan Wallen, Hardy. I'd love to see some of the new Garner come in. So I think Yeah, that's my dream. Kenny Chesney, and maybe they let me come out and do a verse or something. But
Megan Maroney.
Megan Maroney, of
Ella
course.
Langley.
Laney Wilson, all of our friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see a country music themed halftime show that just kind of involved the whole community.
And why do I say that? Because we have heard this argument from conservatives ever since they learned about who Bad Bunny is and what he stands for. It is incredibly MAGA coded. Benito, meanwhile, bagged 3 Grammys last night, including Album of the Year. Someone else who won a Grammy? That would be Billie Eilish. And she said this: "No one is illegal on stolen land," she said. "It's really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. I just feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter." Before she departed the stage, she declared F ICE. When Olivia Dean won Best New Artist, her speech went as follows: "For me, I never really imagined that I would be up here, let alone nominated." And she also shouted out her manager, Emily. "We've been doing this for 10 years. Then she made a point to recognize her background and her family history with immigration. "I want to say I'm up here as a granddaughter of an immigrant. I wouldn't be here. I'm a product of bravery, and I think those people deserve to be celebrated." Those comments obviously come as the U.S. is deporting people en masse, along with aggressive tactics from Donald Trump's secret police force, ICE, which is brutalizing many, including in Minnesota. Shaboozey won Best Country Duo/Group Performance. During his acceptance speech, he said, "I've shed so many tears this year and last year. God just keeps making me cry. I'm a child of immigrants. My parents were born in Nigeria, and the things my dad sacrificed to be here, and my mother as well. So to know that I am an example of that, and I am from that lineage, and I'm inspiring people, hopefully, and trying to live up to my fullest potential. I've had so many dreams of being able to do something like this. I'm from a small town in Virginia. I wasn't the most talented kid in any respect, but I was a dreamer. And this is a representation of my dreams and all my ancestors and everyone who's ever believed in me. I've watched how hard my mother's had to work. I'm talking day shifts, night shifts. She paid for all my siblings to go to school, no loans or anything. And when I think of the people who have helped my life become easier, we're all from somewhere else, you know? Country music is awesome. The banjo came from West Africa, and that's what my speech was talking about on stage. Irish immigrants and settlers came here along with people who were forced to be here and work in this country, and they all kept their traditions and their hope and brought their stories with them." On Jelly Roll, let's not forget who this man is, all right? Here he is with Kid Rock and the Speaker of the House, Mike frickin' Johnson. Tweeted Septum. "He was waving that Bible on stage 5 minutes before, but suddenly the message inside the same book is so foreign. Christians are such hypocrites." Cam also wrote, "You screaming Jesus, Jesus, Jesus on stage, but when it's time to put your faith to work and do what Jesus would do, you are on mute. This performative Christianity is ridiculous." I am going to be very blunt about this. All right. I think we have a big problem with many people who are claiming to be Jesus Christ loving patriots, and they don't practice what they claim to be a deeply devout follower of. What I've learned about Jelly Roll, it seems like at this point, is against my will. The fact that you can't say a thing about what is happening, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't. You're telling me this man blames not having access to social media on being completely unaware of everything that is happening. Does he not own a television? This is the biggest story right now in the United States. Everyone and their mothers knows about it. My 98-year-old grandmother knows about it. I don't buy this excuse, and you shouldn't either, because what it is a cop-out. He doesn't want to speak on it, so that's why he gave that response. It's BS. Pay attention, man. Don't fall for this stuff. They're blowing smoke up your behind. Between all the answers that we have seen from Jelly Roll, just don't buy it, please. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.